Greetings and welcome. I'm Kim, and this is Creation E, a meditation podcast where you will find discussions and meditations to feed your soul and expand your hearts. This is episode 5 of the Soul Alignment series. Today we're speaking about vibration and frequency, more specifically, what it means to elevate or raise our frequency or vibration, and what does that actually mean. We're going to look at why is it important, and also ways in which we can raise or elevate our vibration. So to begin with, let's take a look at what do those words actually mean. You might have heard people speak of raise your frequency, or you need to raise your vibration. Just a general understanding of the word vibration and frequency. Frequency, well, it has to do with us being energy, understanding the nature of energy, of atoms and molecules that all have a specific frequency. Anything that moves exhibits a vibration, has a vibration. Movement of particles vibrate at a specific frequency, which frequency is the rate at which something vibrates at. How fast something moves or how something vibrates. Frequency is measured in hertz. It's measuring wavelengths. And vibration is often, the way that I like to see it is how it's felt or sensed. A molecule would have a high vibration if the frequency is high, or low vibration. So when we speak of, for example, raising our frequency, raising our vibration, well, we're looking at our body's energy system to move from a lower state of vibration, such as worry and fear, because what we're going to look at today is specifically your thoughts and emotions, how these are vibrations, these are frequencies. And your body, your physical nature is a frequency as well. It is matter, which also has a specific vibration. So in our evolution, in our conscious evolution, where humankind is moving, it is very important now to begin to understand, or really what we're doing is unlearning what we've learned about who we think we are. And we are relearning or remembering who we truly are, the reality of what our true self is. And for that, a general understanding of vibration is required. And so that's why we're choosing to speak of vibration today. So we're going to speak right now of vibration, but more specifically, your thoughts and your emotions, because these are two, I will say, elements or parts of you that create your reality. So we often define who we are about what we are living or what we are experiencing in this current reality. And we keep recreating this reality by thinking or feeling similar thoughts and or emotions. If you look at a thought is not something that's tangible. It's something that when you become aware that you are thinking, you recognize that you have patterns within you, patterns of thoughts that come up. And these thoughts are connected to an emotional response. So if we're thinking of thought of a fear, you're having an emotional experience of fear within the body. Now, if I put those in terms of frequency and vibration, a thought of fear, and this could be anything, like, let's take something, for example, as worry. Okay, a thought of worry is a very low vibration, or it's a low frequency. And so the body will sense this as a low vibration in the body and it will experience worry. So a low vibration is dense and heavy. So you will feel this as a heaviness. If you recall when you worry, or recall a time when you last worried, which is for many of us often, when we worry about something, our body feels contracted. It feels tight, tense, stressed. And it doesn't feel expansive and joyful, right? It feels the opposite. So this is what and how a sensation of a lower vibration feels in the body. It contracts, it's tight. It's the opposite of feeling expansive. Why this is important is that when you experience, or when your thoughts are often of worry or of fear, of anger, of a lower frequency, your body begins to emanate and vibrate at this frequency. That means that you become more contracted, more tight, and your cells begin to change, because that's not its true nature. And often this is where illnesses begin. You have blockages of energy, meaning that the energy is not flowing properly, and you start feeling it physically. Obviously, we're feeling it emotionally, but the emotion is the first response, and then later is the physicality. The physical body will start to emanate, because the physical is always the last experience, meaning that that's what we're creating. We're creating form. Every time you have a thought and an emotional pattern, it creates a form, matter. So when we speak of elevate your vibration, what we're really looking at is, and some people will say, well, that just means thinking positively. They're similar but different. So to raise a frequency or your vibration, when you're in doubt, when you're in fear, is using, yes, your ability to think a different thought pattern, but you must be aware of what you're already thinking and what's generating that fear, what's generating the doubt. Because we have within our system patterns of energy. That means that if we've experienced experiences that were traumatic to us, whether they're in this lifetime or a past lifetime, we harbor those in our body. That means that they are like these energy pockets within the body that are lower frequency. So as we evolve energetically, we are changing, our life is changing. These pockets come to the surface and are connect. So it's like having these old emotional patterns that come up to the surface, and all of a sudden you feel something. You feel lower, you feel depressed, you feel sadness, you feel these lower sense of worry, and the mind doesn't really understand why, but they connect together. And what happens is then you create a new thought pattern around what you're sensing in the body. So part of raising our frequency is really important to understand, what am I thinking? What am I feeling? What am I sensing? And to allow it to be what it is, and at the same time recognize that that's not true. It's simply an energy that might have been in the body, and as you use your breath, you're able to consciously release that energetic pattern and shift and change it into a different pattern. So if I'm worried about something, I get to choose if I want to keep thinking thoughts of worry, or in that instant recognize that there is no, it won't serve me to keep thinking these thoughts and patterns of worry. If I simply choose a different thought that moves more into trusting, the opposite of worry, what can I think or what can I see? How can I see this situation as something that I cannot control by worrying about it, but I can move into more of a trusting situation. And when you start thinking about it that way, you'll notice your system changing, the worry, your body will start relaxing a little bit more, and you won't be so consumed by the lower vibrational thoughts. This is a big shift. So what's happening is you're shifting your perception. You're shifting from seeing life with worry, or your current reality with a worry, or whatever that you're experiencing, and shifting it into a bit of a higher of going, well, at this moment, that's not true. This what I'm worried about is not happening yet. It hasn't happened, or it might have happened before, but in the current present moment, it is not here. And so your body gets to shift now. So its frequency goes from doubt, which is low, into a higher state. And from that higher state, you then are seeing your life differently. You're seeing the situation differently. That's your consciousness has risen. So your consciousness is connected to this vibrational experience. Why is it so important when we speak of it's important that you change this? Because your physical makeup is made up of these frequencies. So the lower frequency thoughts you choose to think, the more your physical body will become more dense, heavy, ill, sick, all of it. So this is something I wish we would have learned in school, because it's a big subject and there's so much around this. However, I'm trying to simplify it for you here to see that where we're heading evolutionary-wise, spiritually, on this path, we are a vibrational being who we are learning and remembering our innate knowledge, our innate wisdom that is within us, that knows on a soul level that we have come to this earth to be able to transcend, to go beyond the thinking mind, to see how we can create the life that we want by using our thoughts, our energy, our emotions. That it's not some fairy tale, that in any situation, current situation that we are, we have the ability to change and shift it. That as we change and shift our own physicality, our own personal vibration, it affects the earth's vibration. When we look at the world, if I give you a bigger picture, when we look at the world, we see a lot of our world in chaos. We see wars, we see the environment being destroyed. There's all kinds of stuff. There's some good stuff, but there's also a lot of heavier, denser energies that are creating destruction. Now, in order for our world to shift and change into an environment in which helps us excel, helps us proliferate, helps us be more, we all have to take part in this. And it starts with our individual energy and frequency. As we raise our frequency, it helps the planet raise its frequency, which helps others raise its frequency. So you don't have to understand all of that, but just know that whatever you're doing as an individual has a greater ripple than you'll ever imagine. And so for the purpose of this quick discussion, when we speak of raising your vibration, it's simply you start at the level of your thoughts. Become aware of what you are thinking. That means take time in your day to pay attention, to be present. Notice the part of you that is thinking. And notice the part of you that's watching you think. There are two elements. You have your higher self, your soul self, that knows a greater truth, and you have the identified self, which I'll come back to in another podcast to explain this, but the other part of you that thinks. And that's at this level that we want to shift the quality of our thoughts. So if you're trapped into a lower form of frequency, meaning you're thinking thoughts of doubt and worry and low self-worth and all of these things that humanity seems to experience, then when you recognize that you are thinking this, This is where the power lies in, because you recognize in that moment and you can question it. You can go, whoa, why am I thinking this right now? No. Shift. You get to have that control of going, I'm going to choose to not entertain that thought, but move towards here. This is a better thinking thought. And this is much more in line where I want to go. What I feel is true to me. And then the more you practice this, the more that you are reprogramming literally your thought patterns, your mind, your energy system. Because once you think a higher level of thought, automatically your emotional experience changes alongside it. That's a big, I will say, tool to really start exercising. It's not a tool, it's a skill to be able to become aware of your thoughts and emotions. They are interconnected and are not separate. And to become more aware, it's all about presence. That's why a lot of you are doing meditations. You are breathing in and you're breathing out. And as you do that, you're focusing, you're practicing again another muscle, which is focus. You're exercising the art of focus. And when you can do that, you can be present in this moment. And when you drift into thought, you will notice it. And that's key. It's a big key. There are many people that do different things to raise their frequency. Some people will use crystals. Some people will use essential oils. There are a vast array of things out there to kind of help you. Intuitively, you will be pulled towards certain things that will work for you. I like to use the essential oils, the Young Living essential oils. I like to use my crystals. I'm not stuck to them. It's not like I think that these crystals are changing my whole system. But what it is and they are, as I breathe in, for example, the essential oils, as I breathe in with my breath and I connect to something much greater than me, I allow myself to be surrounded by a greater source of wisdom, of knowledge. Something happens within me. I get calm. I get peaceful. And I feel different things in my body. And all of a sudden, it seems almost like I'm remembering something. I'm remembering the real truth that's beneath the worry, that's beneath all of these things. So for your own journey here, if you're new at this, please look into it, learn about it. And if this is not new to you, keep raising your frequency, because everything you do as an individual right now is really important to where we're heading energetically with the earth, with all of us as our evolution. It's something literally that you have to unlearn, because the way we've learned about evolution is not exactly what we were taught in school. That's not what's happening. It's completely different. And that's, again, I have so much I do want to speak about, but it's coming. So for now, for this particular episode, I wanted to just bring awareness to vibration and to frequency. And what do those words mean? And become more conscious that you are a being that is pure energy, that is pure essence, pure love, in a physical form. And as you change your makeup, meaning that you are clearing old patterns of trauma, of life experiences that might still be in your body, those will transmute, they will change, they will become higher frequency. Your whole physical makeup will become more lighter, because high frequency is light, is very light, is not heavy and dense. It's the opposite. And energies such as joy, peace, happy, bliss, these are really high frequency sensations, high frequency energy. That means that when we're experiencing a moment of pure joy, you have hit, your whole body system has hit a high frequency. That means you are emanating this frequency. And notice often when we are in joy or in bliss, sustaining this frequency is almost impossible. meaning you can't stay on this high vibration of joy for, months. It seems that we'll hit a few, maybe an hour, 2 hours, a day or two of pure joy, and then we'll slip into a bit lower frequency because there are still some cells within our bodies, still parts of our bodies that is still experiencing low frequency, and we have to allow that to rise within us and release it, because eventually this is who we are. We are bliss beings of bliss, beings of love, pure unconditional love. But this is the evolution. We are moving towards this realization. We're moving towards knowing this truth. And as you do that, you will reveal, like life will start revealing why you're here. You'll start getting a sense of your own purpose here. And your consciousness will shift. You will no longer think about the day-to-day things in a sense of like, just surviving. That won't be there anymore. You'll be living your life, creating and loving the creations that you are doing. But that takes a shift. That takes a shift in vibration of frequency. And this is what's happening with the mass majority of humans on Earth right now. For those of you who've done your spiritual work for a long time, this is something that might be very familiar to you, but it keeps going. It never stops. And it takes seriously a deep focus, a commitment to keep going, to stay aware, to stay conscious. I hope that somehow some of this has resonated for you, or that it started making you think maybe differently, and has served you in some way, shape, or form. So we're going to set up for our meditation. So just kind of get ready for that and making the shift. And thanks for listening. Okay, so let's prepare for our meditation. Just allow yourself to find your comfortable position, either sitting or laying down. And just connect to your breath. And as you connect to breath, just begin to let your body relax and settle. To soften your muscles, soften your breath, go slower, longer. Just to move into a bit of a surrendered state. And I'll be guiding you in this meditation to being in a higher state of vibration. So as we begin, we're going to drop deeper into a deeper presence. And so if you're finding that today is a day where your mind is quite busy, you might want to pause and simply let your body settle first and your mind settle, and come back to this following that. And so returning gently, awareness to breath, inhaling long and exhaling long. Keep the long, slow breath. Letting the shoulders drop, perhaps your head drop. Become fully aware of your physicality, your physical body in this space. Become aware of the sounds around you. And then notice your breathing pattern, finding a gentle rhythm where you can pause between each breath. When you begin to feel your body settling and your mind also settling, imagine yourself now sitting inside a column of light, like a tube of light that comes from the higher realms, that encompasses your whole being and also extends down to the depths of the earth. And as you breathe in, you're breathing in this essence, this light, this energy. On exhale, you're releasing, becoming more relaxed and more calm and present. And bring awareness to your spine. See if you can begin to feel the breath rising and falling through your spine, from top of the head, through perineum, through legs. As you inhale, breath rises. Back of neck all the way through the top of head. As you exhale, it descends back down through perineum, through legs, to be grounded in the earth. So simply for a few minutes, focus on the breath rising and falling through the spine, anchoring you deeper here and now. As you breathe, become aware when you drift into thought and bring it back to always your breath. Now we're going to bring in your guides, your angels, your masters, whomever you're working with, your team, whether you're aware of them or not. Just having the intention of them being with you through your meditation, during your meditation, to assist in raising and elevating our frequency. Now we're going to expand through the heart field, breathing into the chest. Feel the breath expand outwards, like a circle around you. Every new inhale, the breath expands even more and further out to a bigger radius. Let your mind's eye drop into your heart as you're doing this, and get super focused on this breath and the heart breath. And now imagine that as you're breathing here into your heart, that all your guides and spirits around you are sharing this love with you. That from their heart emanates this great big frequency of energy, and that it meets up with yours like these interconnected lines. That you are being showered with this great big circle of high vibrational energy. And you're just soaking it up. Here, you just allow yourself to connect to that greater part of you, to that higher self, to that part of you that is an extension of this wondrous energy, this all-knowing I am presence. It's the part of you that remembers and is there to guide you into remembering all that you are. I am that I am. You can repeat these words a few times and notice what happens. As you repeat, I am that I am. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. I am that I am. Exhale. I am that I am. Inhale. I am that I am. Exhale. I am that I am. Last one. Inhale. I am that I am. Exhale. I am that I am. Breathe in and breathe out. Now visualize this violet flame, this violet fire that encompasses you, that surrounds you like you were in this great big flame or fire of violet flames. That this violet flame is a flame of transmutation, that it burns through all lower vibrational energy of past karmas, of current life karma, of this life and past, and it begins to burn through the illusionary mind to expose the beautiful presence that we are, the energy and the love presence that we are, to help us remember our greatest truth. That we are co-creators in this magical world. Capable of manifesting all that we desire, all that our soul desires. Imagining around you as well, in this circle with you, are all your loved ones, all those you cherish, past, present, perhaps future even. And that through this space, you are also sharing this energy with them from a heart to heart. As you inhale, feel yourself expand. As you watch the breath, watch how the heart energy expands outwards and notice the sensation. As you inhale, you allow all that love that's radiating from your guides and your loved ones to enter your heart. As you fill yourself up with that. And as you exhale, you share that back with them. So receiving and giving. Now, thank your guides and your loved ones for their presence. And just taking that full breath in, inhaling and exhaling. And just gently begin to hear the sounds around you, feeling yourself in this room again. And just preparing to exit your meditation here. To let this feeling and sense permeate through your whole body for the rest of your day or your evening. Knowing and remembering the truth of your presence. This meditation is complete. Namaste.